Hello friends, welcome to Daily Soccer. My name is Delali Frank and this is News Daily where I serve you with all the major trending news in the last few hours. In today's edition, we're going to talk about a lot of things. Today's show is packed. We're going to talk about Ghanaian coaches that have applied for the Black Stars job, the Black Stars coaching job. We're also going to talk about Ghanaian players that were excelling in their club side. Mohamed Kudus lost to Manchester United, but he was one of the exceptional players on the pitch. We're going to talk about Nuamah, who dominated the headlines after his club Lyon played Olympique Marseille. We're also going to talk about a lot of things, which include the African Cup of Nations semi-finals. I'm going to give you my predictions again. You remember the previous predictions I did, I got all right. So this time around, I'm going to predict again and see if I'll be somehow lucky. We're going to talk about the coming World Cup, which is going to happen in US and Mexico, and then Canada. FIFA has released the host cities, or the city that will be hosting the finals, and then the opening game. We're going to talk about that and many things in today's edition. So today is pretty much packed. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Without wasting much time, let's get straight into today's video. Start with the Black Stars coaching job first before we talk about players' performance in Europe, or we should start with players' performance in Europe. Okay, let's start with Ghanaian players and their performance in Europe. So the first one is Nuamah, who played recently, and the Nuamah side played against Marseille. And Nuamah, like after the game, he was dominating the headlines, and it's simply because a lot of people feel that if this guy can play this kind of football, why didn't he get a chance to play at the African Cup of Nations? You may not believe it, but Nuamah played only 20 minutes at the AFCON, and a lot of Ghanaians are very livid that why that such a talent, such a footballer never got the chance to play. But Nuamah against Marseille had the most dribble completed in the game, which is 7, most key passes in the game, 4, and most big chances created, which is 1. He created 1 big chance for his club side, and after that he won the man of the match. He was exceptional. He was running on the right side. He played as a right winger in the game, in a 3-4-3 system, and he was excelling. You know, he's that player. He's left-footed, but he can play on both sides. He can play on the right side as well as play on the left side of the attack. And today, in his club's game over the weekend, he played as a right winger, and he was exceptional. Nuamah, special talent, but never got the chance to play under Chris Hughton. He was never really used under Chris Hughton, and that was a problem. Also, Mohamed Kudus played against Manchester United. They lost 3-1, but in the game, Kudus was also exceptional. Kudus had the most duels won in the entire game, which was 15. Kudus also had the most dribbles completed in that particular game as well, and that tells you how great Kudus was in that particular game. He had the most passes completed, most dribbles completed in that Manchester United game. And remember, it was a game that he nutmegged 2 Manchester United players together. In as much as Western United lost, it was a game that Kudus didn't really disgrace himself. He was exceptional for his club side. And then United scored, and then his 2 players, Garnacho, went to celebrate United's Kudus style of celebration. A lot of people have said, these boys, they were laughing at Mohamed Kudus, but I think Kudus has created something special for young players in his generation, and it's normal if they all feel that they can do that. Like, you know, celebration is like that. Anybody can choose to celebrate how they want to celebrate. Now let's talk about Fatai Issahaku. Issahaku was on red card. He came back to play for Leicester City in their quest to come back into the championship, and he was fire. Provided an assist again, and he was brilliant. Like, you know, I think Issahaku has really settled into this Leicester City team, and no matter what happens, unless something extraordinary happens, he's really going to get the chance to extend his contract and stay in the English Premier League. And the way Leicester City are playing, with the level of football they are playing, I'll be surprised if they qualify back into the English Premier League completely. And then we're going to see Nuamah. We're going to see Fatai Issahaku in the English Premier League, and that is what we are hoping and praying for. Let's move to the Black Stars and talk about the Black Stars coaching job. So right now, Black Stars doesn't have a coach. Yeah, the FA has sacked the coach, and they are looking for coaches that can replace the gone administration or the gone technical team. A lot of foreign coaches have applied. Yeah, we've gotten some German nationals applying a lot. No matter what, the Black Stars job, no matter how difficult it is one of the sought after coaching jobs so far as African coaching is concerned. So yes, we're going to get a lot of coaches apply, I should say. And 2 Ghanaians have applied as at now. One of them is Maxwell Kunodu. The other one is the former BBN Gold Stars coach Michael Osei, who is also a former Black Stars player. Michael Osei was with BBN Gold Stars. He was also with the U23 that played in the qualifiers. Like, he has been at the U23 level consistently. That has been his one of the place. And then Maxwell Kunodu has also shown interest, and he has applied according to a report. Kunodu was once an assistant coach to Kwesi Appiah, and 2 coaches have applied. Let me know whether we should go for local coaches. Do you think our coaches have the ability to handle the Black Stars team, or it's early days yet? But there's nothing wrong if they've showed interest and they've applied. Someone was making a social media comment that maybe the Ghanaian coaches that are applying individually should come together as a group and apply. So let's say 2 coaches apply as a technical team, and maybe, but if they do that, who's going to be the head, who's going to be the assistant? And that is it. So Maxwell Kunodu has applied. Kunodu is an experienced coach in local football, has coached Lagos Cities, Wow Stars, has also coached Kumasi Asante Kotoko. He has coached this team is Swachema. Like, basically, he's one of the coaches locally that have really coached a lot of teams in Ghana. But one thing that I would say that our Ghanaian coaches should also move out of the Ghana Premier League. Go outside Ghana. Look at Kwesi Appiah. He's been outside Ghana. He went to Sudan club. Now he's with the Sudan national team. Like, our coaches should apply for coaching jobs outside Ghana and also try and get the international experience, because coaching the Black Stars is not only about coaching local players, because the Black Stars as of now is even dominated by foreign-based players or players that play in Europe. So if you're a coach, you have to travel around, get these experiences. I'm not saying coaching in Ghana is not good, it's good, but to get diverse experience, because the national team of the Black Stars is a diverse national team. You're going to have players playing in a lots of different regions, so you need that experience, and it also gives you some gravitas that you can have that confidence to boss the players around, because Black Stars or national team coaching is just about that. Let's talk about the African Cup of Nations semi-final. So the drama went on. Ivory Coast qualified in the most dramatic manner against Mali. Such an interesting game. Ivory Coast, Mali got a penalty, they missed it. Ivory Coast got a red card, and then Mali scored after Ivory Coast got a red card. Late minutes, Ivory Coast equalized. Extra time, Ivory Coast scored a winning goal. That's this AFCON for you. South Africa also dramatically beat Cape Verde, one of the high-flying teams in this tournament. Beat them on penalty shootout, in a penalty where South Africa's goalkeeper Williams saved 4 out of 5 penalty shootouts. It's not common. No goalkeeper has ever done that before. Saved 5 penalties, and that was brilliant. So South Africa, I think it was only Nigeria that qualified with no drama, and I think it's because of the quality they have. So it's South Africa versus Nigeria. The joke that I think is too dry is that Amapiano joke. It's too dry game. But South Africa and Nigeria are playing this. They call it the Amapiano derby. But who's going to win? Nigeria, no matter what, have great quality. The excellence. Like, I think the coach has found how to play. Ose Pesero has found how to play this Nigerian team, how to get the best out of them, and they found their rhythm and they are going on it. South Africa themselves have been compact because they have an experienced manager who knows how to get the best out of them. Because that Cape Verde had everything, created all the chances, but missed them, and the game went into penalties. South Africa, Nigeria, and then the Grammy also happened, and then the South African won the Grammy ahead of the two Nigerians that got nominated. So now it's South Africa leading in the Grammys, and we are hoping it continues in the football levels, But Nigeria are a great side. Like, they are a great side, very stubborn, like very quality. They have quality players that on any day, if they find their mojo, they can change Lukman, Osimhen, Victor Moses. Like, Nigeria has quality, like Alex Iwobi. Come on, like, they have quality players. Like, they have decent players to the extent that they can bench Iheanacho and they have no problem. That's the kind of quality players they have as a group. And for me, no matter what happens, this Nigerian team has decent players. They are going to play against South Africa. What is working for South Africa is, and I'm sure you know, the Sundowns experience. The fact that these players are committed, knows each other, play as friends. And I made one of my videos, I said that one thing that the national team needs is how players can play as friends and as brothers from one family. The guys have it. The South Africans also have it. Against Nigeria, it's going to be a very tough game. Like, it's going to be a game that South Africa will really need Hugo Bruce because of his experience. Won the AFCON before. It's a game that the South Africans will need Hugo Bruce. Nigeria have everything to beat South Africa. No two ways about that. But I want to call for South Africa. Like, Nigeria would win, but my emotions, and I want South Africa to do this for us. Do this for the world. Beat Nigeria for us. Please, in the name of God the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. South Africa, do this for the culture. Save the world. Save the world. Save the world. South Africa. But it's going to be a tough game. It's 60% Nigeria, 40% South Africa. That's it. Nigeria has 60% chance of beating South Africa. South Africa has 40%. If South Africa wins, that's an upset. It's going to be like that dramatic upset. It's not going to be a game where South Africa will dominate and win. No. If they win, it means it went to extra time, went to penalties, or someone committed some drama. It will be. But on the surface of the pink sheet, Nigeria are the favorites. But this tournament are knocking out favorites. So that's it. DR Congo, Ivory Coast. DR Congo have been an interesting team in this tournament. They won one game in open play. That's the one against Guinea. The rest, they just draw. Like, they are here in the last SEMIS, the last four, by playing draws and being resilient. They played two tough games. They played against Egypt, top side, resilient, drew well to penalties and knocked them out. Played against Morocco and drew. I think those two games are the games that are propelling them into what they are doing now. Like, they have that ability and sense of belief that if we can score Egypt and play against Morocco, nobody comes closer to us that we can beat. And for me, that's the same mentality they are going to the game against Ivory Coast with. Unfortunately for them, Ivory Coast are also mentality monsters. The manner at which they are here, they've gone through it more than everybody. And at this point, the home fans are behind them in their numbers. So unfortunately, they are going to miss a lot of players. They are going to miss basically 5 key players in their team. That is going to be a challenge. But I believe they should be able to man up. Because, come on, this is their Congo. This is not Egypt, Nigeria that you are meeting in the semis that you should lose. And for me, I think this is a game that Ivory Coast should decently go past them. But let me know what you also think. Who do you predict to go into the finals? I predict a South Africa Ivory Coast finals based on emotions. I want a South Africa Ivory Coast finals, but there's a high possibility that it's going to be a Nigeria Ivory Coast finals. But no matter what happens, Nigeria can't win the African Cup of Nations. Thank you. Now let's wrap up with the World Cup. You know that the next World Cup 2026 is going to happen in 3 cities, and from there we're going to have the World Cup played in multiple cities. So Canada, Mexico, America. The New Jersey Stadium has been confirmed as the location for the finals of the FIFA 2026 World Cup. So that's what has been confirmed. We're going to follow it. What did I say? We're going to follow it very keenly and update you on everything that happens as far as the World Cup is concerned. The Black Stars will be playing their qualifiers, but we have told them there's no way Ghana will not qualify for the next World Cup. So, Team Black Stars, put yourself together and fight to the end. So guys, that's the end of today's video. A very long one, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. As usual, my name is Delali Frank. Today we talked about Ghanaian players and their performance in Europe. We talked about the Black Stars coaching job, the local coaches that have applied, and then we talked about the AFCON as well as the stadium that will host the finals of the World Cup. Let me know what you think in the comment section. But my name is Delali Frank. Until we meet again, bye bye for now.